A subquery is also known as an inner query. It's a query within a query. For example, let's go ahead and create a query from scratch, then I'll show you what an inner query is. Come up here, click on the Create tab, go to the Queries group, click on the Query Design button. Let's go ahead and double click and add the Order Details table to base this query upon. Then hover over the split bar, drag that up so the grid's closer to the top here. Let's go ahead and double click on the Order Number field, the product ID, to add them down to the grid below. And then an inner query, in other words, to create a query within this query, you'd add some coding to the criteria field of, like, let's say the product ID. In other words, we're saying, okay, for the product ID, let's say I only want to pull in those products that are tied to the category TT. In other words, if I come over here and open up the products table, we've got the product ID, and product 1 is tied to the category TT. So if I go back to the query, click on the Datasheet View button, any product ID that has 1 would be assigned or is assigned to the TT or Tiki Torch category. So if I just want to see those, then I can go ahead and right-click, go back to the Design View, and then right-click in the Criteria cell here, and let's zoom in to open it up so I can see everything that I'm typing, or better yet, if I just copy and paste the code here. Now when it comes to copying and pasting, if somebody sends you a Word document and you're like, hey, why type it in, just copy and paste it, keep in mind that, well, this isn't going to work. And the reason why is because when I copied and pasted it for my Microsoft Word document, I've got these quotes that are formatted. In other words, they come in slanted. I need to go ahead and retype those in. And when I retype them in, it doesn't have the format applied to it, or it's kind of curvy. I don't know if you can see it, but I need to reapply that format and then go ahead and click OK. So let me go over the code. It's got in, and then it's got select the product ID from the products table where in that table the category ID field equals TT or Tiki Torch. Click OK, hit enter to make sure it accepts it. Click the Run button, and there we go. It pulled in the product ID that's tied to TT, and it's the product ID 1. Let me right click and go back to the Design View. And by the way, you see where it's capitalized there? You don't have to put it in caps, but I like it just because it's a way for me to quickly identify the elements of the subquery syntax here, offsetting the field, which is, well, in proper case, as opposed to the field here, which isn't all in uppercase. In any case, let's go ahead and delete this, because the other option that you could do is go ahead and bring up other tables to pull in the category ID and then go ahead and run it. But if you have a lot of tables in between that are indirectly related to get to the final table that you need to pull in that field, well, maybe typing the code would be a lot easier. So for example, I could go ahead and click Show Table and bring up the products table, double click, and there's the category ID, double click, and then come down here and say we just want to see those that have the ID TT applied to it. Hit enter. Click on the Run button, brings up the same here. But like I said, let me right click and go back to the Design View. If it's as simple as that, that's probably the way to go. But if you have a bunch of other tables you have to bring in to pull up, then maybe the better way to go is to go ahead and use the subquery by typing in the code that I just showed you to be able to quickly pull it up and not have to pull up all these other tables. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.